up, fam? It is Chris back for another pull list. I hope everybody is doing well. Kids are starting school. Summer's getting ready to come to an end. We've got a few more days left in August, so that is really awesome. That means it's gonna get cooler, which works for me because I kind of dislike the summer because it's so hot. It's just so, especially here in North Carolina, it's so muggy and humid and horrible, so But that being said, there's still some hot comics out there. Things are still going strong for the comic books, and there's plenty of stuff to read. It's been really interesting, whether you're reading Civil War, whether you're like deep into DC Universe Rebirth, whether you're like all of the independents. No matter what, there's something awesome out there to read. So it's a good time. It's a good time. With that being said, let's get into it. You know the rules. 3 hot comic books this week. 1, 2, 3. Gonna give you a little basics on them and why I thought they were awesome. That's pretty much it. Straightforward, don't you think? It's easy enough. So let's start off with my boy Wade Wilson and Deadpool. Have you been keeping up with Deadpool? Not just in his book, but also in like Merch for Money, also in Spider-Man and Deadpool, and Uncanny Avengers. Anything that Deadpool is in right now, you have seen a new Wade Wilson, a new guy. He's trying to be different. He's trying to be better. He's trying to be a hero like everybody says he said he could be, and he's trying to see, all right, maybe I can do that. Maybe I can finally be better. But in typical Deadpool Wade Wilson fashion, it's not going so well for him. As a matter of fact, as of this issue, it all hits the fan. And it's just like, now I feel like Wade is at a tipping point. He can go either way. His if you read last issue, his Merch for Money project is kind of going up in smokes once they realize they're kind of not getting what they're owed because he's using all the money to fund the Avengers. He's Iron Man. He took Iron Man's role of providing all the cash for him. Personal life is taking a dump, you know, with his kid and with his wife. It's just, this entire issue is more about everything falling apart for Wade and him needing to figure out how to handle it and how to cope and how to deal. Something I can really relate to. So this is a really good one because there's some typical Deadpool stuff in there. There's a lot of tongue-in-cheek, a lot of comedy, but it's more about his world falling apart and him having to deal with it. So definitely pick this one up if you're a fan. I definitely enjoyed this one this week. Next up, part of my childhood is back. Voltron #2, another awesome book, just amazing. I'm a big fan of giant robots, so that's another draw for me. And I grew up watching Voltron, so this is like a no-brainer. Last issue left the pilots. The pilots, or in this case the Paladins this time, facing off against a giant guardian, as it were. They beat it, and not everybody was happy about the death of the guardian. So now they get to deal with that. And in this issue, they also get to deal with another giant monster. I'm sensing a trend in each of these books. There's going to be giant monsters for Voltron. At some point, you have to wonder why nobody has just, like, while they're forming Voltron, attacked them. Is it like some international, is there some, like, galactic rule, like, oh, they're folding Voltron, just hold off, rules, we have to do this. Like, there's a Geneva Convention in space for them. Who knows? But this was a really good one. Some good dialogue. Hunk got to stand out a lot in this issue. A lot of action, a lot of stuff that will make you remember the old Voltron series, and it was just really good stuff. Can't really say too much about this one because there's nothing too heavy about it. The reason I liked it this week is because it was so unheavy. It didn't require a lot of brain power or anything. You go in, you read it, and you just enjoyed it, and I think that also makes a really great comic book. So Voltron this week is definitely awesome. Get there. Now, if you want some thinking and you want something serious and you want something a little more heavy, let me introduce you to Invincible. I introduce this every week. I talk about this every single time this thing comes out. Every pull list and there's an Invincible issue out, I have kind of started talking about it, so this shouldn't be a no-brainer. Mark is back on Earth proper. He meets with Rex. Rex is giving him the rundown of how things are going, and honestly, Earth is looking really, really good. Rex is doing some good work and everything, but it's still a little shady and it's hard for Mark to swallow, so he still can't like get behind it. There's a lot going on here. It's not so much about Rex and Mark as it is about Mark sticking to his convictions and not being willing to just like sacrifice how he feels or what he believes in for the greater good. And that could be a good thing, that could be a bad thing. We're gonna find out, because as of November we'll be on the last arc, the last 12 issues of Invincible. They said they're gonna end it, so that's another discussion for another time. But I think this book is a good setup point, is a good starting point for what's gonna happen. Thrag's still in the background causing trouble, and when this book ends and you get to that cliffhanger at the ending, you see something Thrag is doing, and like now it's gonna get a little dicey for Mark. It's gonna be scary, so we'll see what happens. But definitely read Invincible. Like, a lot of heavy thinking, especially from Rex's standpoint, which is a good chunk, maybe like 80% of this issue, and then another maybe 10% is Mark and Eve dealing with how they feel about the whole situation, and the other 10% is Thrag setting up big power plays. Huge. But yeah, definitely check this one out. Definitely worth the read. So those were my suggestions for the week. Very straightforward, very simple. I think there were some good books. There were a lot of good books this week, and there were tons, and my pull list kind of got heavy, and I need to fix that. But, you know, it happens. So with that being said, go out, enjoy your weekend. If there's comics you think I should check out, let me know in the comments below. If there's anything that you think I missed, you know, same thing. Like this channel, subscribe, spread it around. Please tell your friends, tell your family, tell everybody that you can. If you are enjoying this, let them know to check this out. If there's something I can do to improve, let me know. I'll be more than happy to improve on it. So with that being said, Chris is out. I'm gonna go out and have a good weekend. You guys go do the same. Thank you, a million times thank you. See ya.